Remember when they hate, didn't think we make it. Now they break their neck just to look at me. Remember when I called you, and you didn't fall through. Now you hate yourself and look at me, look at me. You made it.
And what up, what up, what up? What's good with y'all? Alright, so what are we getting into today? Today, as of right now, the epoxy niggas are here. I mean, the epoxy people. They're in there finally getting ready to knock out the garage. Why you look like that?
What?
I said nigga. Call them the epoxy niggas. So they're here right now. They're grinding down everything. They're gonna lay the white base coat. But yeah, it's official. Nigga, man cave about to be coming together. Y'all can see, they're here grinding away. I actually got the camera up there getting a time lapse for y'all, so y'all will be seeing all that. Also told y'all that I was gonna be taking the truck out, getting y'all some truck driving, because since I've tuned it, I haven't made a video on the truck, and this thing is nasty. So I do have a video racing the Cam SS from last night. The Cam SS was tuned on my my tuner Whipple, the same dude who tuned my truck. So yeah, some good footage. I'm gonna just add that in here. I recorded that more as a real style because it was just like a last minute thing. So I'm gonna throw that in here, but we're also about to be taking it out and just, you know, doing a full overhaul overview of the truck. So y'all gonna be seeing that thing in its entirety. I'm gonna set up a couple different camera views for y'all. And I think this is probably gonna be the biggest truck video that I've done. Full breakdown, driving, the whole shebang. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. For my truck people, this one's for y'all. Woo woo! Woo woo! Alright, so right now I'm about to be going over here and I'm about to be giving y'all the rundown on the Turbo Silverado. And just a little heads up, some of y'all may have seen the post that I did in the community center. This thing is about to get crazy. I'm about to do kind of like a Ken Block tribute to this thing, but with my own like little twist. So it is going to be a bit on the extreme side, but still nice and clean like the rest of my cars to be like, you know, like streetable and functional. But this thing's about to get major love and it is about to be crazy. But anywho, going over here to the Turbo Silverado. Let me pop the hood so I can give y'all the full build breakdown. Alright, so let's start with the obvious. This is a 2000 Chevy Silverado single cab 1500. Originally was a, I think it was a 6-cylinder at first, like a 4.3 or 4.6, whatever the hell they come with. When I bought the truck, it already had the 5.3 swap. Unsure on the mileage. I've always thought this thing was gonna blow up and it never did. And then going into the interior, this was originally a bench seat because this was a work truck, and then I just took a center console out, did the whole center console conversion. Other than that, interior stock, NRG short hub, quick release and lock combo with the wood grain NRG steering wheel. Other than that, it has a Sony deck in it, gauges, but mainly stock. But you know what I'm saying, this makes it look more like a coupe setup with the bench seat delete. So I definitely like the center console, plus you can get cup holders and shit. So the only thing that sucks is now that you don't have the bench seat, it's a little bit difficult to get some head in this thing, but I mean it's still doable. You know, before when you had the bench seat, you can just lay across the bench seat and clap some cheeks, whereas now, you know what I'm saying, you can't really do that. It kind of gets a little awkward with this big center console, but you know, getting head in here is still, it's definitely still doable. All right, then coming around to the suspension, because this thing does have a cool little suspension setup. These trucks never came with sway bars, but my truck does have a sway bar on it. Let me get down here on the ground, show y'all this Jimmy. I don't know if y'all can see it because this camera is hella big, but there you go. I can't remember if I ordered, I can't remember if this was Beltec or the Rytec sway bar, so I'm sorry, but it's one of those for sure. So it has the Beltec or Rytec sway bar in the front and in the rear. It also has Beltec shocks and springs, if y'all can see those. Get up under there. So it has Beltec shock and spring combo. As far as the drop, I can't remember what drop I had did. And then the rear suspension setup, pretty much the same thing. It has rear sway bars also. And y'all got me all on the ground today. So y'all can see sway bars on the rear of this thing. Beltec shock combo. Still runs the leaf springs. Oh look, I just noticed that my freaking old tires are all wrapped on this thing, so I need to get under here and get all that out of there. But yeah, it also has cow tracks. You can see cow tracks, focus, cow tracks on this thing. As far as the rear end goes, it does have a true track in it. Current gear setup, I want to say 373s or something like that. As far as the wheel combo, y'all already seen these. I had just put these things on probably about a week ago. These are the Cosmos. These are 20 by 9.5 all the way around. I do plan on widening these up to about a 10.5 or 11 in the rear. I'm just going to cut the back and have them extended wider. Current tire setup, we are running the Mickey Thompson Super Streets. These are the 305 45 20s, and these are the first tires that I've actually had on this thing that fucking work, man. Finally this car has, or truck, finally the truck has traction. You guys will see that this thing dead hooks from like a 35 40 roll. Only thing it doesn't really hook in is first gear, but second gear this thing's jamming. Let me pop this hood, show y'all what's under here. But the heart of this thing is this old ass little 5.3. So you guys have heard me say this multiple times that this is a stock 5.3. It literally has stock pistons, stock rods. There's no ring gap applied to it. Stock rod bolts. Only thing that's been replaced is the head gaskets and head studs. I never even swapped the lifters. This thing has a low lift Texas Speed baby cam, which is made for towing. It's a turbo tow cam, which it's weird because I want to still be able to tow the race cars and shit around with this when I go drifting and stuff. So this is going to be the tow vehicle. A lot of people don't think it's actually going to happen, but this is going to be the tow rig. Yeah, stock heads, still currently running the stock intake manifold, stock fuel rails, as y'all can see right here. Literally just turned it to like a return style setup. Block this little thing off. Stock line size, which is a -6 regulator right here, set up to a rising rate, so base pressure 60, and then the 1-to-1 ratio rises at which each pound of boost. But it doesn't get no simpler than this. Shorty header mounted up to the crossover. It's running the Trix exhaust manifold, and then all the piping itself is, you know, custom piping. As far as the intercooler goes, this is a big boy on here. It has a treadstone setup. You can kind of see it peeking through there. So it is a thick boy. Tile blow-off valve. I think I'm running the VS Racing waste gates. Again, 3.5-inch downpipe. The AR on here is probably a little on the small side. I think it's a 110. I'm probably going to be upping this to like a 120 or something, whatever the biggest exhaust housing is for this turbo. This is a G42 1450 size turbo. I want to say it's on the smaller side for this, but I really like the way the power comes on here. So technically it's a 76 mil, which gives you super fast spool up. The torque curve is nice. This thing actually makes more torque than it does horsepower, which is an indication that, you know, the turbo is a little on the small side. The cam is probably a little on the small side, and the heads are probably restricting it. Usually, you know, if the combo is right, you'll have more horsepower than torque. But, you know, for something like this that I'm gonna be towing with, I really don't mind it having more torque than horsepower. So it's kind of like the goal I was going for this thing. But if I put a bigger cam in here, it'll help with the flow. Definitely, if I put some better heads, maybe some 243 if I put some 243 LS6 heads off of a C5 Z06, that would definitely help out a lot. But as far as everything goes, man, this thing is making good power for what it is. Currently, as it sits right now, 14 pounds of boost. We made 717 horsepower with 732 foot-pounds of torque. Definitely could have ran more power, but we are running out of fuel on this thing. Current fuel setup is a Whirlpool 450 pump, so it is on a single pump. The next stage of this, we're going to be doing the dual pump setup with the Ford Innovation boost controller and all that. So that'll control the second pump on like kind of like a hop switch or whatever. I'm gonna be getting rid of the Turbo Smart manual boost controller that's just dangling right there. I'm gonna be putting a MAC valve on here, new operating system, so this thing will be able to run a 3-bar map. That way we can get more boost out of this thing, because right now on the 2-bar map we are limited to about 14-15 pounds. You can kind of trick the ECU to get it to do about 16, but once you get to 16, you can't really see it on the tuning setup to really compensate. So you're kind of guessing after about 14 pounds, but you can get it to go to 16, but you're literally be guessing, having a little bit more rich up top just to kind of compensate. But you technically can't really see it on the map because the map will be pegged. So new operating system, 3-bar. We'll probably set this thing at about 18 to 20 pounds. I would say that's about the limit that I would do on stock ring gap. If this thing would had ring gap applied to it, then, you know, send it. Like Beto's motor, my boy Beto, who owns that red truck, he has a stock 5.3 which is ring gap. They run like 30 some pounds of boost. His truck made like 1100 horsepower. So stock 5.3s will hold the power. You just have to apply ring gap. This doesn't have ring gap, so, you know, I don't want to push my luck and be like, yeah, it ain't blew up yet. But yeah, that's basically the rundown on this thing. It is on flex fuel, currently runs 91 and E85. So can't remember what we made on 91. I think 91 we made like 500, 550 or something like that. No timing really in it. And then on E, on the last tune, that's what you guys seen we made. But yeah, man, super simple, basic setup. But now that y'all got the full rundown on kind of what's done to the truck, now we can jump in this thing and do some pulls and get to driving, because y'all ain't seen this thing with the Mickeys and the new power, because this thing is nasty now. So let me go grab cameras, set them all up, and then we're gonna jump in this thing and see what this thing do. Ooh, this is gonna be the one though. It is gonna be the one when it's done. All right, what's good, my peeps? A few days went by, and now it is time to go do this test drive. I got a bunch of different camera angles set up for you guys, so this is gonna almost be damn near like an ASMR style of like car vlogging, because we're gonna have some good ass sound clips on here. I should put one by the exhaust, but I don't think I really want to hear the exhaust too much. But yeah, let's get ready to get out and get into it. Woo! Update will be coming for y'all for this. Viper outside, because, you know what I'm saying, the epoxy is all done. All right, let's go, baby. We gotta go get some E85. So these tires are still cold, so this first one we definitely about to spin. That is inevitable. First pull you always spin, especially on cold tires. We didn't even spin, it actually sputtered because we had like a quarter tank of gas. Anytime you get to a quarter tank of gas with this thing, it like just sloshes, and yeah, got a little fuel starvation. So we'll get some gas in this thing and then we'll get to doing some pulls. No car wash. Good now. Truck up to operating temps, full of E. Let's party. Never mind, let's not party. There go to Popo. Alright, it's a little brake boost. Tires, make sure they warm. ever been on any of the older videos, especially with the traction and stuff, man. It's like perfect now. It's like so streetable, it's drivable. Only thing I need to do is fix my AC. Other than that, it'll be like 100% like daily ready. It ain't that hot right now, so it's kind of cool. But you know, when it's back to being 90 and 100, then you know your boy gonna want his AC back. Dude, this thing is like, it's quick now. Bruh, this sound like never gets old. Never gets old. Oh, charger coming up. Oh, this will be perfect. We get to run him. Run him. Walking. See if you want it. Some people were asking me like, is it worth doing a 4.8? And my answer is gonna be yes, man. It's always worth boosting any of the LS platforms, honestly. Like if you have a 4.6, a 5.3, a 6.0, 6.2, 7.0, whatever, like everything's gonna be better with boost. The 4.8s are just as strong as the 5.3s and the 6.0s. Like generally they're all the, you wanna, you know, man, like I was saying, all these blocks are damn near the same. The rods and all that are, you know, just as strong. Like all LS shit is like compatible with each other. So I would definitely recommend turbo on a 4.8, 5.3, any of those. Like I honestly wouldn't even have a NA 4.8 or a NA 5.3. Like if I have a 4.8 or 5.3, I'm automatically gonna be like planning on boosting it. Like there's no way I would do a NA 5.3 build when you can get a 6.0 block that's gonna make literally probably like 40 to 50 more horsepower and foot-pounds of torque for the same bolt-on setup. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it. So you got a 4.8 truck, turbo that thing. You got a 5.3 turbo, you got a 5.3 truck, turbo that thing. You got a 6.0 truck, turbo that thing. The bigger motors are just gonna make more power per pounds of boost than the smaller motors, but the smaller motors will still make power. So that's my my answer to that. Brake boost. Bruh, this thing scoots, bruh. Like I don't think it's gonna be faster than my Vet or my SE, but right now as it sits with the grip that it has, I ain't gonna say it's faster than my 350 because my 350 boogies when it ain't breaking axles and shit. So I can't say, but ooh, we got some room right here. Let's get a little brake boost from a 40 for y'all. Y'all see this thing eats, bruh. Eats. Straight up eats, man. And it's like the ultimate sleeper. Like no one ever expects a truck to be fast unless you like into trucks and stuff. Other than that, like regular traffic, they see it. Vets, Chevy SS's, G8s, Coyotes, like all that. Like all those NA V8s and cars, like you giving those a hell of a punishment. But even like a, let's say a slightly modded Hellcat, like these things weigh less than a Hellcat, surprisingly. These single cab trucks aren't that heavy. So when people were surprised like, oh, this is the truck being a Hellcat, the Hellcat wasn't trying. It's like the Hellcat's probably like 600-700 pounds heavier than the damn truck. So, you know, like anybody that understands power to weight ratio ain't really that surprised when a car with less power makes, or a car with less power ends up beating another car that supposedly makes more power. And you know how people be, man. People that aren't really car people see Hellcat flywheel numbers, whereas this puts, you know, that power down to the wheels and then get surprised. It's like, bro, there's a difference between flywheel rating and rear wheel rating on power level. So we ain't surprised. But man, once it comes down to the phase 2 of this thing, we do the Holly high ram, the fucking new operating system, more boost. This thing is gonna be a major problem, man. Major problem. Best decision I ever made was putting the Mickeys on here. You guys know I'm not a drag radio fan. Like, I just like when you driving normal with like cars, the drag radios just do weird stuff. I like for cars to still handle like how they're supposed to. So this thing, it drives good with the radio. I know a lot of y'all were thinking like, oh, he's gonna put a radio on everything. Like, I'm not. My Vet's still gonna stay on street tires. My 350Z probably stay on street tires. The only thing that may get a radio is my SE300, and you know that's gonna be like literally 1,000+ horsepower car, so it's gonna need a radio. Hey, you come flying through, bruh. Ain't that sound, man? Woo. Woo. Unbeatable sound. Especially when you just hit a little brake boost and this thing starts spooling up on the ass. Woo. Ooh-wee. That's never gonna get old. Even if your truck don't make no power, you should be turboing it just to be able to hear that on command when you want to. Just chef's kiss. Scoot! I want to try to get y'all like an actual like sit on it pull, just nail it. We ain't really got that much room though. Maybe I'll go up here, swing a B, and then we should be able to get on it like a low roll all the way to whatever this does. Alright, here we go. Low roll. Ready? Man, so just now getting back to the house. Y'all can see we got the garage people here. Nah, they ain't gonna see it to the next video. They don't get that early sneak peek. So next video, y'all get to see the completion of the garage, but shit looks fire. Yeah, it looks hella good.
Oh yeah. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna sand everything down and put the clear coat. So any little minor imperfections, those little bubbles, it's all getting sanded down.
Looks good.
Once it gets that black contrast, it's gonna pop out like crazy.
I like it. I like it. Hella glittery. Look like I had strippers in this thing.
Is it tape in here?
Yeah. So next time.
I've been going too crazy. These niggas too shady. Speed limit 65.